All right. All right. Winch launching, right? 102, 101. On the flying side, we want to, here's our runway again. Our winch is down here. Winch rope comes out. We got our sailplane on the ground. It's got a wheel and a tail wheel. When we're in the 233, it's resting on the skid and the tail wheel's in the air. The winch hook is down at the bottom. As soon as this winch rope pulls this glider forward, there's a moment arm that's going to lift that up and pin this tail to the ground. You're not flying yet. You're just being drug along the runway, tail down. Hold that pitch attitude with the stick forward. You're actually preventing the aircraft from letting this moment arm and the lift of that wing rotate the aircraft, causing a problem. By holding that stick forward, we're going to basically allow this glider with the tail down at a light angle of attack start to climb at a very slow rate. And from, that's called zero altitude, zero speed, to about, you're going to be doing about 50 miles an hour and you're going to be about 100 feet. Hold that tail down, standard flat attitude that you're just slowly climbing to 100 feet. The reason you want to do that is if something happens between here and the rope breaks, you only have a couple degrees of pitch, and therefore you can just rotate the aircraft and fly straight ahead. Once again, full forward stick, hold it, confirm you have speed before you flare. This is where, again, experienced pilots rotate the aircraft, think they're flying, get close to the ground, and flare when they really aren't flying. You got to make sure you're flying. There's a gap time, because once you lose that thrust, this thing dissipates its energy quickly. So from 0 to 100 feet or so, you're just holding that same attitude that had the tail down. Then from there, you're going with that stick forward, and you're leaning from here to about here, and you're just slowly bringing that stick back to neutral, right? Once you have neutral stick, this aircraft will rotate pretty good, and you'll climb at this nice steep rate all the way to the top of this winch line. And this is going to be somewhere around the 60-degree mark or more, right? 60, 70 degrees. At 60 or 70 degrees of line altitude, this winch driver is going to cut you off from power, and you're going to have to go from neutral stick during this long climb. As you get further down the runway, start relaxing that neutral and a little bit of back stick that's doing the climb. Go back to neutral, a little bit of forward stick. You want to round this thing out up top to take the tension off the rope. He's going to cut the power, and then you're going to be able to fly along without a big jerk from him releasing the power and you still holding tension on the rope. So, stick forward, let it rotate. It's going to bounce the tail down. Just hold that stick forward, hold that attitude. You're going to need forward stick to hold that attitude. It's going to want to rotate on you. Keep it there. Don't let it go forward. Just keep it there. Fly it out until you get to about 100 feet or so, and then slowly go from forward stick to neutral stick, and maybe a little bit of back stick as you coming through here. And then from there, once you start your back stick, just keep it constant. By you not flying this winch, he doesn't have to change anything, you don't change anything, you're getting a good climb. Just relax. Next time you do it, you can change it, do a little higher, a little lower. But by keeping it consistent from here to here and not trying to fly the winch, you're going to save all the porpoising and all the other issues that can occur in that launch. Let's talk about danger. If you don't have the stick forward and he pulls you at full speed, this aircraft can rotate. And we have rope angle and we have glider angle. There's flat glider angle, steep glider angle, 30-degree steep glider angle. At a low winch angle and a high glider angle, the strain on the rope is some of the highest. At a medium rope angle and a medium climb angle, the rope strain is not that high, a couple hundred pounds. At a high rope angle, high theta, this high rope angle, my strain on the rope is at the highest. So if I have a high pitch here, at a high theta, at a high angle here, high rope strain, high rope strain. So the goal by holding the stick forward is you reduce the strain on the rope to just being able to add thrust, a climb, and allow you to climb. This is the danger zone. If experienced pilots try to maximize this first part of the flight and something happens with the rope, they're hanging. They don't have enough energy to get that nose over, get this thing flying. They don't have any ground underneath them to allow the time to let it climb. And that's where you have a high impact landing here. And that's what we're trying to avoid. So that's where this, put the tail up. Once the tail is going to rotate anyway, it's on the ground. You're going to see it's a couple degrees of angle. Hold that angle. Let it climb up to 80, 100 feet. And then as you get higher, you can start going back to neutral and then slowly pull back if you need. For the most part, neutral flight, this thing will climb like a banshee. And then once you get on top, you're just going to ease that stick forward a little bit, reduce that glider angle as the theta angle gets larger, and you're going to fly the top of that winch. Every 6 seconds you stay on the winch is another 100 feet or so. 3 seconds gets you 50 feet. You're climbing so fast that if you can just let it hang on and let it drift you through this arc and get from 60 to 70 or 80% of that 80 degrees of that rope angle, you'll gain an extra 100 feet or so up here. And by him backing off on the reeling you in, he's giving you all this rope to crack the whip with at a low speed. So you can just kind of fly right off the front of the winch. All right, there's my 2 minutes of fun to save us time in the morning. Thank you.